today I'm reviewing the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Vacuum Cleaner. And if you want to help keep the channel independent, please check out my products on the Amazon store link below. So, this has been out for a while, I guess I want to say, from the Dr. Brandt. They've got their Pores No More. They've got kind of a line for everything. And this is their Pore No More Vacuum Cleaner, but it's kind of a mask, really, per se. It's a little bit of both. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. So my first criteria is packaging, and they've done a nice job packaging this in a squeeze tube packaging, kind of fitting with their blue and silver kind of theme. But very nice, very standard squeeze tube packaging, so no issues there. My second criteria is alcohol, and unfortunately, denatured alcohol is the 6th ingredient, and it doesn't have a super long ingredient list, but it's long enough that you don't want to have that much denatured alcohol in a lot of your products. There's a school of thought where they say the first 5 ingredients are really the only ones that matter because you get the most of those. And then there's others that say, you know, if it's in there at all, it's, you know, not good. But even if it's number 7 or 6. So there is a fair amount of denatured alcohol in here, so it's not necessarily a good thing. My third criteria is fragrance, and again, there's a little bit of fragrance in there. There's lavender. They also have rosa floral fruit and then iris flower, so it definitely has a scent to it, and definitely fragrance is something you want to avoid, especially if you have sensitive skin or skin that's irritated easily. It's just better off avoiding it because some of those or most of those fragrance ingredients can be skin sensitizers, so better to avoid those when possible. My fourth criteria is manufacturing location, and this is made in the U.S., so there are no issues there. My fifth criteria is ease of use, and they recommend you cleanse and then apply this to your skin, or if you have specific areas of your skin of which you have issues with, just apply this over there, leave on skin for about, what do they recommend, 5 to 10 minutes. Once it dries, usually for me it took about 10 minutes for it to fully dry. And then after the cooling sensation begins, rinse off, and then they recommend using it about 2 times a week. So doesn't take a long time to use, but that cooling sensation is definitely different. So once it's dry, you rinse it off, and it's supposed to really help purify your pores, cleanse them out. And I noticed a little bit of almost once I rinsed off results like almost immediately, but by the next morning they were pretty much back. So pretty much with pores, a lot of that's just genetic. Some of it's what you use on your face for skincare products, but the pore size and things are mostly genetically determined, so you can't really do much to change that. However, products you use can help kind of temporarily close them up. Cold water usually helps cleanse them and close them up a little bit, but there's really nothing you can do permanently. However, I do recommend using a good exfoliant, you know, any amount up to like 10%, or work your way up. But using that every day will certainly help, in my opinion, a lot more than just a treatment that you leave on for 5 to 10 minutes twice a week. So if you don't use an exfoliant already, definitely check one out, because that'll make a big difference. So, but otherwise, very easy to use, kind of nice treatment. So on to number 6, which is antioxidants. And there really isn't a ton of good antioxidants in there. Of course, they have salicylic acid in there, but if you use a good exfoliant, leave on alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy, which is what salicylic acid is. If you use that on a daily basis, that will make a huge difference. So, but it contains that olenic acid, and then it's got a lot of fragrant ingredients. I really wish they would have put niacinamide in there, but they chose not to. But that can do a little bit to help pores and skin tone and things like that. It can really do, it's kind of a multitasking ingredient. So I would have liked to see more of that in there and less of the fragrance ingredients. On to number 7, which is animal testing. And unfortunately, the Dr. Brandt brand is not cruelty-free. Number 8 is performance, and like I said, I noticed a little bit of instantaneous results after rinsing it off, but anything like the next day or the next morning, or even a few hours later, it was almost like the effects had worn off. And I probably want to say that most of those instantaneous effects was probably from the tepid or lukewarm or cool water I was rinsing this off with. So just not a ton of long-lasting performance, although you probably will notice something right after you rinse it off. But anything else, a leave on alpha-hydroxy or beta-hydroxy acid nightly is going to make a bigger difference, in my opinion. And then on to number 9, which is the price. And this is the full size, which is 1 ounce, and it sells for $42. Although a little bit goes a long way, it's still pretty expensive for what you get, in my opinion. So you're better off putting that $42 into something that you're going to spend more time on your skin as opposed to just 5 or 10 minutes twice a week. So, and then on to number 10, which is the it factor. And there's just too many issues with this for me to give it the it factor. Fragrance, denatured alcohol, a rinse off, very short treatment time. It's just a lackluster product in my opinion. So overall, it's got a 3 out of 10, which could have done better. I'd like to see more from the BRANDT brand than some of the gimmicky type vacuum cleaner type things. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll come out with some of their newer products that they're coming out with seem the ingredient list looks better. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this out yet or not, and if so, what your thoughts were. So I know a lot of people like this, so there's nothing wrong with that. So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I come with at least one new video every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.